Batgirls, issue 19, Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad writing, with Robbie Rodriguez on the art, and seemingly is as the final issue of the run. Definitely feels that way by the end. There's kind of a proper sentimental goodbye, and once a Batgirl, always a Batgirl. It's a solid issue though. It's a solid end to this little 3-issue arc or 4-issue arc that's done at the end here of the sniper, shooting and what the podcaster Grace, like, sort of been on a revenge kick because our cameraman got shot,
right.
And it all leads up to Steph having to talk her down into not shooting for revenge.
Yep.
So there's some heart there, which is good. But the idea that you've got the Hill, all the people, like, basically protesting and saying in support of the Batgirls, and seeing all the supporting characters that we've seen at the end, come to visit the cameraman in the hospital. So you get the bookstore owner comes in, all the other characters that we've met along the way. It's a fun time, and it gives some payoff to the characters because Steph gets to fight and show that she's learned a lot from Cass as far as actual fighting goes. So that's nice. Cass as well gets some big moments. The actual reveal of who the sniper is whatever. It's not a big deal, really. It's
it was one of those things that was spoiled by the cover, right? Like, you're supposed to have this. A couple issues ago, there was a cover with Gunhawk and Gun Bunny, and it was like, oh, okay, well, why would they be on the cover?
Yeah, but it's not really Gunhawk though, because Gunhawk's dead, right?
Right.
But there's the guy who was from that villain team from the start of this run, who's now pretending to be Gunhawk.
One of the Saints.
Yeah. So he's pretending to be Gunhawk, and he's the second sniper. But Cass gets him by the end of the issue, while Steph takes on Gun Bunny. So they both got someone to fight, which is good. I will say the art's pretty solid, as Robbie Rodriguez has been. I will say there's a big page where Gun Bunny gets shot by the other sniper, and like it's a great panel where you see like the crack in the window behind her, and the bullet's like really enlarged out front for perspective, and it's like come through her chest. My only critique of this panel, which I think is very good, is that it almost looks like she's given a 2 thumbs up as she's being shot.
I'll relook at this now.
That's all I could see when I looked at it. It was her giving 2 thumbs up while she's being shot, like, from back to front through the chest. And I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining things.
She's a fan.
She's a fan of being shot, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that because it looks. I'm trying to see how she was standing before, and she wasn't, because she gets DDT'd.
That's right. Steph DDTs her.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a DDT. It's a hell of a DDT as well, though. Like, it looks like she's breaking her neck. Obviously, she's not.
That's a Jake the Snake DDT. You get hit, you stay down. But yeah, so I'm looking at how she was standing before, and there's really not. So she's. Maybe she was giving her the thumbs up on the DDT.
So that's a proper DDT.
Yeah.
Not a shit Tommy Dreamer one, a proper one.
Exactly. So, but yeah. But then all the Cass fighting stuff too. When she fights the not Gunhawk, that's all well done. To make up for the thumbs up, I guess. So.
Yeah, I think what made this work is the last arc, even though I wish it maybe got another 10 or so issues just to, have a bit more of a fuller run, is that because you've got the entire, district coming out to support the Batgirls because they've been making them feel safer, it does have this kind of, rounded quality to it where it feels like, oh, this is an ending. This feels like, okay, they've earned the respect of everyone around them. They've both gotten better. Steph and Cass feel like they're best friends for life now. It's done a lot of nice little things for these characters.
And then the narration, which I know is a kind of a nitpick throughout, right? Yeah. I do like how it ends here, right? So the last two word text boxes are, chance brought us together, and now we're connected by a single noble truth. Once a Batgirl, always a Batgirl, right? So it was clearly written in one of their voices, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like they're going back and telling the story, and that's where that, the third person stuff comes from. But I do like how it ends like that it brings it, like you said, kind of full, not full circle, but it brings it around.
Yeah, and obviously we know Cass is going to be on Birds of Prey. I hope Steph shows up somewhere. I'll be a shame if Steph is left behind after this. At the very least, I hope she keeps popping up as a supporting role in the other Bat books. But she could
She might
rotate.
show up in Tim's book at some point.
Could do. She also might end up rotating into Birds of Prey at some point. It's not entirely unlikely that that's a possibility. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But yeah. Honestly, it's a book that started off a little rocky, but it kind of got better with each arc, and I really enjoyed, like, basically the back half of the book. I really enjoyed quite immensely. You know, so
yeah, all the stuff with the body swap. That's where I came back.
Yeah, the body swap around the annual and stuff was great. Yeah,
that was all really good. So
yeah,
but yeah.
So no, good time. I recommend if you're fans of these characters and you want a nice, fun story with them. I think it's a solid little run. That does build some stuff over time. I wish it was a little bit longer. Like I say, I think another 10 issues or so just to get to that 30 number would have been nice. But hey, it is what it is. And at least they got a few number of arcs out of it so that we can actually have it always sucks to me when like a book gets cancelled so early. It feels like it got basically just 2 arcs and you're like, it doesn't really feel like a run. It just feels like 2 stories. So
well, and it feels like Steph got to be Batgirl again, right? Because during the whole New 52 when she was gone, and then they tried to bring her back as spoiler, and that didn't seem to work. So here, she's a Batgirl, and it feels right again. We came back to it. So
yeah, so hopefully there's more to come from both of them in the not too distant future. Obviously, because there's plenty of Babs right now, because Babs is in Nightwing heavily, and she's even popping up as Oracle and lots of other books. So not worried about Babs certainly right now.
John, I forgot to mention this in times. I think it was more in the first issue. Babs popping up as Oracle felt like Charlie and Charlie's Angels.
A little bit.
Just the way she pops in, like, Titans, I have a mission.
Yeah,
which is almost a little Birds of Prey actually, because that was kind of her role.
And birds, right?
So it's interesting. All right, Matt, what are you giving Batgirls issue 19?
I'm gonna give this a solid 7.
Yeah, I probably will too. I think the first issue or 2 of the Sniper arc were really good. It was like 2 of the best issues of the whole run.
They had the tension in there, right?
I think this is just a little weaker just because the actual reveal of who the snipers are deflates the tension a bit, because they just feel like typical villains rather than something that's actually scary. But still a solid ending. I like the final kind of beats and the sweet moments between the girls. So yeah, I would agree with the 7.